All right, my friends, what is going on? And happy Valentine's Day to all of you guys out there. I hope everyone is doing all right. Glad to have you guys here for another update on this crazy weather that's expected for this week. Oh my gosh, guys, it's going to be absolutely crazy. Ranging from snow to severe storms. Yeah, we're definitely seeing a lot of crazy activity that's getting ready to start kicking off here. Here in the weather world. Let's go ahead and see who is here for today. We have ourselves Cool, we have CSX, we have Caden, we have Aquamary, we have Rhonda, we have Lil, we have, let's see here. We have Tabletop Geek. What's up, everybody? Haley's here. Jonathan's here. What's up, everybody? Julie. Let's see, Caden here with the membership for the Tropical Stormer Club for 6 months. Thank you so much there, Caden. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for becoming part of the Tropical Storm team here. Saying thanks, Andrew, for the streams and all the mods. Well, obviously, thank you so much for that. Let's go ahead and see here. Storms rolling into Bowling Green, Kentucky, says Aquamary. Hold on a second. Let's just go ahead and jump right on into it, my friends. Got new aviators, so I actually broke my other ones. I just want to go ahead and say that right off the bat. I ended up breaking my other ones. My sister-in-law broke them, which kind of sucks. So I ended up ordering me new ones, but instead of just one, it came with two. And actually, I have a different kind. This one's a silver kind, so I'm just going to kind of roll with these today. Anyways, but let's see. So we're going to switch over here to Kentucky. I'm actually in Kentucky right now. And yes, it does appear that there is a bit of storm activity starting to kick up here towards Leetown. Let's see. This is tracking eastward. This system, I should probably minimize these so you guys can actually see the full radar view. Yeah, look at this. Look at this beast. I mean, on the right-hand side there, look at this thing. I mean, it's just really crazy. Now, this is not the big system. The big system's actually brewing, already reaching down in the south from what it looks like here. You can already start to see how there's a little bit of counterclockwise rotation starting to kind of pull up here in the southwest. That's going to be the big system. This guy only kind of has a little threat for possible severe weather here. You know, really nothing too crazy as we are going to be discussing here overall. But yeah, this thing is kicking off some storms. You know, this thing is definitely doing such. So we're going to need to we're going to watch this here. We're going to talk about the system here a little bit. But yeah, but I do see those storms that are indeed moving in towards Bowling Green. So that's obviously that little cold front that's moving through here. Anyways, let's see. Hi, Andrew. Everyone, did I hear correctly? Buffalo, New York might have a slight tornado risk for Thursday. Thanks. So here, as of right now, from the Storm Prediction Center, I'm going to take these off. It's a little too dark. However, here on the Storm Prediction Center, I'm going to show you guys here the risks here really quick. Let's go ahead and switch over to that right now. In which that is not the right scene for some reason. Let's see. We're going to have to fix that real quick. We're going to switch this over to... Oh, wrong screen there. Wrong screen there. Oh, there we go. All right, perfect. We got it. I don't know why. Sometimes it just switches the scenes on it for me. Anyways, we have a little marginal risk here today. Basically, eastern Kansas has a severe weather risk. Same thing for northwestern areas of... obviously, northwestern areas here of Missouri. Basically, very far southwestern areas of Iowa and southeastern Nebraska. There is a 2% tornado probability, so that's a thing. However, the storms have mostly already moved through those regions, if I recall correctly. So that's kind of not really too much of a concern, though. But like I said, that's that. Once again, it's just pretty small. You know, it's not really a big, really not too big of a system. However, here we go. Here's tomorrow's threat. This is for Wednesday. This is where all this mess begins out of that secondary system that's kicking off here, which is definitely pretty crazy. So, tornado probably 5% chance. Okay, they have a 5% tornado risk here for right now. Damaging winds 15% chance, and hail. Like I said, obviously. You know, there's actually, like I said, obviously a hail potential there, which we are definitely watching out for. So 15% on those and 5% tornado risk here. So that's kind of what we are, that's kind of what we're looking at here. Let's see, Colton, what part of the Category 1 club saying, hey, Andrew, I love the aviators. Well, thank you so much, Colton. Greatly appreciate it. And thank you so much for that. That rocks. You absolutely rock, my friend. Thank you. See Andrew with the swag. Oh my gosh. Let's see. Ivan says, or I think I'd say that, says, NWW, can you crack Dallas, please? Yes, we'll get to Dallas here. You can actually see here, like I said, tomorrow's risk. Here's today's risk. Here's tomorrow's risk being Wednesday. The Storm Prediction Center actually has a slight risk for Dallas. You can see Dallas right there inside of that areas that might be included. Yep, Dallas is inside of that slight risk here. So obviously you're kind of right there in that. Believe it or not, Dallas is actually in that 2% threat. So obviously that's a possibility there. So a small chance for tornadoes. Your main concern, I believe, is mostly just going to be on the lines of some isolated strong wind gusts. You know, maybe some wind here up to 60 miles per hour could be possible. And the hail possibly up to quarter size. So obviously hail's nothing too crazy. I mean, there's a 15% chance. I mean, that's something. And obviously, you got to watch out for maybe some storms nearby could produce some hail, but overall, I mean, that's kind of that. So tornado 2%, wind 15%, and same thing for hail, 15% risk here for Dallas, kind of the Fort Worth region there. But then we move into Thursday. Like I said, obviously, guys, Thursday is the big one. Thursday is the big day, and there we go. So here we go. So right now it's still a slight risk. They just now have, they moved this here to a slight risk. So obviously that is that. So obviously, like I said, we have the slight risk here stretching all the way down. Look at this, all the way from the Gulf Coast. Can you believe that? All the way down from the Gulf Coast, stretching all the way up to the Great Lakes region. Now, this is, this does include a lot of areas, and like I said, we are seeing the possibility here of, like I said, numerous possibilities of severe storms all the way up into the Ohio Valley, which is definitely looking pretty crazy here. So once again, a slight risk is in effect. We don't have a breakdown right now because, like I said, obviously this is still a few days out. But we are going to be live for Thursday for sure. I don't know about Wednesday being tomorrow because, like I said, my girlfriend's flying in tonight. So that's definitely like I said, that's definitely kind of a thing. I want to be with her the first day she's down here, obviously. But we'll definitely be here Thursday for most, if not all, the event here. So you guys don't have to worry about all that. But anyways, like I said, definitely a big day is scheduled here for Thursday. And like I said, it's not just a severe weather possibility. I mean, there's also the concern here for, maybe the potential of some heavy snow as well. That's also a big possible concern here, especially towards like the central country, towards like Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Wisconsin, Michigan region. That is kind of where we are seeing that possibility of, a snow threat in which we are going to be, like I said, obviously that's kind of what we're seeing here. Let's see here. Got ourselves, let's see, Rhonda says me in Ohio. Well, like I said, obviously, Rhonda, we got to be watching out for you on Thursday because Thursday has that big risk across areas here of Ohio, so we're going to have to watch that. Let's see here. Let's see, Wednesday has a cap. It does. It does have a pretty moderate cap, I've seen, yes. Let's see here. Warren yellow for Thursday, says Julie. Well, stay safe there, Julie. Let's see, Time to Kill says 5 to 10 inches of snow there tomorrow. Interesting. Can I please crack Dallas? We just did. We just talked about Dallas. I think there'll be an enhanced risk Thursday. I think so, too. I think that's a good possibility. Cube wants me to take a look here at a zip code for the possibility of severe weather. Okay, let's go ahead and hop back over here for 1 second. So, you want me to look here. I want to go ahead and bring up that view. Look at that. That's the main system. You see that thing on the right side? That's just nuts. But yeah, the storms have already moved through their areas where severe storms are possible. So really no more severe activity is really kind of expected here. However, for you want me to take a look here in Indiana. So obviously here towards, Fishers, Indiana, which is basically right there towards Indianapolis. At the moment, if we bring up the radar view, there's a bit of storms to your west, a little bit. Like I said, there's a little bit of storms here to your west we're going to have to watch out here for. Probably not going to bring anything severe, like I said before. Nothing to worry about. However, here for tomorrow, there will be the Thursday, there will be the possibility for severe storms, and you, my friend, are in the slight risk, I believe. Let's see. We'll switch over back to the Storm Prediction Center here. So we have Indianapolis right there in that slight risk, but any more really north than that kind of has that marginal area. So you're kind of, I'd say you're more in that marginal risk here. Once again, there's no breakdown as of right now, but I can guarantee you tornadoes will be a concern. I can already tell you that because the low level wind supports it. A lot of strong winds, a lot of strong winds here on the system, which is pretty crazy. Across the lower levels and the mid upper levels, definitely is pretty strong, and it's gonna be blown in the right direction and moving fast enough to support tornadoes, which is the big concern here, I believe, for Thursday. But that's that. Moose says, hey Andrew, sorry I'm playing games with Connor for Valentine's Day. No problem. Hope you all stay safe. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. You too, Moo. Let's see here. Let's see. Julie wants me to look here at 70791. All right, got you covered here. Like I said, if you have any zip codes, guys, hey, feel free to throw them down in the chat here. We got you all covered. This is towards Baton Rouge. Okay, so yeah, Baton Rouge being the eastern side here. Baton Rouge, believe it or not, is right on the boundary between the marginal and slight risk here for Thursday. So yeah, your main concern will be on Thursday there with that probability. So keep that in mind. So yeah, you do have a slight risk. I can guarantee you, I believe tornadoes will be a possibility, especially over towards where you're at, maybe if not a little bit more north. I think the big tornado possibility from what I've seen in the models is going to kind of be around like areas of like Mississippi, maybe northern Alabama, throughout Kentucky and Tennessee, because the winds definitely do support it. like I said, between the lower level winds here, which we'll look at really quickly. Like I said, it's just pretty crazy. You know, this system in general is just quite a interesting type of event here. We're going to go ahead and line that up. And I want to go ahead and show you all something. What's creating this tornado concerns is essentially the fact that, like I said, the wind direction and the speed changes with elevation. So first of all, we have this first system that moves through. Then obviously here we have the secondary system that moves through. And you can see how those winds, they've actually died down quite a bit, but they're still very strong. You know, those lower level jet stream, we're clocking over 50 knots, which, like I said, that's very supportive whenever it comes to tornado formation. So like I said, that's kind of a big concern here. And as you go up in the atmosphere, you know, the wind direction actually changes its way more to the northeast, which obviously, you know, creates that spin in the atmosphere that is favorable for tornadoes. So that's obviously kind of the big problem here. Let's see here. Moo with a $2 super chat. Well, thank you so much, Moo. Really appreciate it. That's super nice of you. Thank you so much. Happy Valentine's Day, like I said. But yeah, that's super nice of you. Thank you so much. Let's see. So we got some zip codes. All right. Let's see here. We have ourselves 0. Wanted me to take a look here at 38313. This is across areas of Tennessee. Right here towards Jackson. All right. Got you covered here, my friends. So let's switch back over here to the Storm Prediction Center. So for Jackson, obviously being between Memphis and Nashville, essentially. That's basically where Jackson's at. Jackson, Mississippi is... Let's say Mississippi, Jackson, Tennessee, is in basically that slight risk. You're kind of smack dab right in the middle of that slight risk there. So you're going to have to definitely watch out for the possibility of, you know, like I said, the possible concern for tornadoes, large hail, and perhaps some damaging winds. I think damaging winds and tornadoes will be the main concern, followed by that possible hail threat. So that's something to definitely definitely something to keep an eye out there for. So yeah, you got that concern here. When it comes to timing across those regions, I believe that the mid-range models, the short mid-range models, you know, such as the NAM 3 kilometer, does now pull out for this event here. Let's see. We're actually going to look at that here. So let's switch over to Tennessee, kind of the Kentucky-Tennessee area. Let's see what kind of time we're talking about. So first of all, we have this storm system here that's moving through. Not a big deal. Then the secondary one comes through. A lot of discrete cells looking possible here for the 16th, kind of around the morning time. However, then followed by that big line in the afternoon. The line kind of pulls through maybe around like noon, from what it looks like. It kind of shows around noon with a lot of that activity looks quite early, believe it or not. Kind of for like the early portions of the 16th, followed by that big line in the afternoon. So that's kind of the thing there. So we'll keep an eye on it. Like I said, obviously, you know, we're looking here towards Jackson area, kind of around that main line to move through, maybe around noonish. So we'll definitely have to keep an eye here for it. But other than that, that's kind of what we're looking at here. Let's see. So if I accidentally go over your guys', like I said, obviously, I'm not doing that intentionally. I have a lot of people to talk to, a lot of people to get up to. So if I accidentally skip over your zip code, just feel free to repost it here, but don't spam it though. Let's see here. Let's see. Ben Taylor, first of all, part of the Category 1 club. Thank you so much. Saying I'm so glad to be a fourth month member. Loving the updates and coverage. If you could check zip code, thunderstorms sniped by the planes. All right, so Ben, I'll get to you here in 1 second. First of all, thank you so much. But first, right now, we have Snickerdoodle here really quickly. Let's see, this is in Glassglow, which is right here towards Cave City. So obviously, yeah, for the storms here we were just looking at and timing, maybe towards, you know, that's kind of a little area just east of Bowling Green. You know, honestly, we're kind of talking maybe between, you know, 2 and 4 o'clock, you know, with that line moving through. So that's kind of something we're looking at. So that's in regard to timing. But like I said, back here on the Storm Prediction Center's website, like I said, you can actually see the risk does move into areas, obviously, well, you know, you're smack dab in the middle of that slight risk there. But like I said, that's definitely pretty crazy. You know, you're definitely in line for those nasty storms here. So like I said, obviously watch out there between 2 and 4 on Thursday. Thursday will be your big concern, possibility of some tornadoes and damaging winds being the main concern. Maybe perhaps even some hail, you know, could theoretically happen on that. So that's just something we're going to have to, keep on watching out for. Okay, that's that. Let's see here. Ben. Okay, so Ben, I'll get to you here. Let's go and take a look here at 48827. Once again, thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciated, my friend. So this is across Michigan, obviously here toward just south of Lansing. Okay, so here's the thing for you. You are high enough north to where you do not have that concern of any severe weather. However, a few thunderstorms just south of you could be possible, but nothing severe is expected. So I think you're just going to probably remain in the rain side of this here. We switch over here towards portions of Michigan. Obviously, you can see Lansing being right down here, which is pretty much close to where you're at essentially. We have this first little bit of rain moves through here. Then the secondary system actually could bring some frozen precipitation. Actually, forgot about that. Yeah, snow will be a big concern on this as well. So like I said, obviously right there towards Lansing, you're kind of hovering around that winter battle zone according to the NAM 3K, which is interesting. The GFS model, obviously the main GFS here, obviously is showing you right there in that winter battle zone as well. It's not as a high resolution of a model, but it definitely does show that you're kind of in that area where that big winter battle could be quite possible. Kind of more in the form of maybe some sleet and freezing rain, being more of a concern, which then that brings the possibility for some ice, which is not good. The European model, on their opinion, kind of shows the same thing, although starting out is, kind of a mixture, but then maybe ending is some snow. That's kind of what the model has to say. But, obviously, out of those models, only one of them supports that there. So that's that. Let's see here. CSX wants me to take a look here at 45011. So let's see. So 45011. This is in Ohio. This is basically right here north of Cincinnati. So yeah, Cincinnati is at risk here. Obviously, you can see Cincinnati is smack dab in the middle of that slight risk. Like I said, obviously that is kind of what we're seeing here. You're kind of in that big risk here for Thursday. Yeah, it's being on Thursday. We got to be watching out there for. So keep an eye for that. Once again, I do believe a few, like I said, obviously I do believe that a few tornadoes could be possible up that high, as well as the possibility for some damaging winds kind of being the main concern, I believe, up that that high up north. And the possibility of some hail could possibly exist as well. So keep that in mind. Like I said, with the timing though, when it comes to areas here towards Ohio and stuff like that, obviously the system moves through. There we go. So that main cold front kind of pushes through maybe around the evening. Hold on, is that right? Let's see. We're gonna pull up the NAM 3K again here really quickly. So we switch away down in time. Okay, let's see. Okay, big line moves through. Honestly, this one's a little bit earlier. Kind of showing late afternoon, early evening. So basically between 4 and 6 from what it looks like. But that's kind of what we're looking at. Let's see here. Julie says, how early for those storms in Baton Rouge on Thursday? Okay, let's see. So for Baton Rouge, we have obviously right here. So it shows, okay, so we have some advection. There we go. The big line moves through. Big line kind of moves through here around 4 o'clock according to the NAM 3K. I would shoot basically afternoon, early evening here. However, you could have a few what we call prefrontals. Basically just, there's the cold front. You see this big line? That's the big cold front. There's a possibility of what we call prefrontals. Those are basically maybe some storms firing up north, coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. Obviously, ahead of that cold front, that main line. So that could be possible. So you might be able to see them as early as around noon. But they should not last any longer after basically late noon, early evening. After that point, they should be mostly out of those locations. But yeah, you can see a few prefrontals definitely look possible here, according to the NAM 3K. So that's something to keep an eye here for. Let's see here. Kaya says, hi y'all, what's up? Please, let's see, 47302, please, and thank you. Happy Valentine's Day, y'all. Yeah, you too. Absolutely. Happy Valentine's Day, guys. So this place is this is for Indiana. This is right here towards Muncie. So, yeah, you're in that marginal risk here, which is that level 1 out of 5. Now, like I said, it still is a severe weather risk. Whatever risk level it is, there's still a severe weather possibility. So, like I said, don't just say, oh, I'm in a marginal. That's not a big deal at all. I mean, it's a low probability, but there is still the potential of some nasty storms. So definitely keep that there in mind. However, yeah, definitely watch out for that. It's a big possibility. Something we should definitely watch out here for. So keep that in mind. Now, when it comes to the timing up there, I believe we already looked at this, but we'll pull it back up here again. So for you, right there towards Muncie, kind of shows that that line or honestly, yeah, that first, this is for today. Yeah, this is that little system for today. Honestly, it kind of shows you right there at that pivot point. Even though you're in that severe weather risk there, it has you just north of that low pressure system. So I do not believe tornadoes is going to be a concern for you because the wind direction changes on the top of the low pressure system. However, maybe a bit of snow shower activity, maybe after the main line moves through, theoretically could happen. I mean, it is possible according to the NAM 3K. What about the normal NAM here? Let's see what this supports here. This one shows one. Yeah, so honestly, that's possible. You know, maybe just a bit of maybe a bit of storm activity. I mean, honestly, it's possible that you could have a few rumbles of thunder, but that's probably about it. I don't think anything really too severe is gonna be possible there. But maybe a little bit of snow activity on the backside theoretically could happen. Haley wants me to take a look here at Kansas. Okay, so for you in Kansas City, when it comes to this system here, let's see, we're going to switch back. We'll switch over here to the NAM 3K for you. Just to get it, like, once again, do not take this 100%, you know, what you see. These are just guidance models, you know, essentially just to give you an idea rather than an approximation here. Yeah, but your main concern is that snow I was talking about here. Kind of showing that snow maybe moving in is you know, kind of around the evening of the 15th into early 16th here, but it does show a decent possible amount of snow here. Now, when it comes to the blend of models here, I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna bring up the blend here to talk about snow accumulation possibilities across the region in the Kansas City region. Like I said, obviously with that snow being kind of the main concern. Like I said, severe weather is not a concern over there. However, when it comes to a possibility, like I said, between the blend here, it obviously kind of shows maybe around 1 to 3 inches, but you're really not far from that line where we're not even in inches in the possibility. But everything north of you, though, looks pretty strong here. And I tell you what, on an overall view, look at this. This has actually gotten pretty crazy. So the totals have actually really skyrocketed since yesterday. And we're talking, you know, in most of these areas here, maybe even close to, maybe even close to 4 to 8 inches, you know, theoretically could be possible. So that's kind of a big problem there. You know, that snow overall amounts have definitely increased quite a bit here. So that's that. Let's see here. Will Maryland have any chance of severe weather? So for Maryland, as of now, I don't think the Storm Prediction Center has anything to talk about. Predictability too low as of now. I don't think so. I can look towards the Maryland region. I think that cold front's going to be dying out by the time it reaches Maryland, because the Appalachian Mountains, I think, is going to have a big effect on it. Yeah, you can kind of see that broken cold front kind of maybe moving through, you know, later on, basically for the 16th, for maybe the late 16th there. But that's that. You know, that's kind of what we are seeing here. Let's see here. Happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, you too, guys. Happy Valentine's Day to y'all. Renee wants me to take a look here at 45102. How's the risk for tornadoes? Let's see here. We'll pull that up for you. This is in Ohio. Okay, so obviously towards Cincinnati. So, like I said, first of all, I'm sure you know you are at risk for severe weather here on Thursday. Probably what you're wondering about there. However, you know, with that being said, I think that tornado threat will possibly include you. Yeah, potentially. Like I said, those winds are supportive. You know, up when it comes to like I said, whenever it comes to the possibility for tornadoes, I believe that risk will possibly be a concern here. Let's see here. We're going to bring up the winds here for a second. Let's see. Apparently this one does not support it. So let's pull back to the European model. Let's see what the European has to say about this here. With those, for some reason, why is it not wanting to do this? Since when? Wonder why this is doing this. For some reason, it doesn't have the winds. It's not letting me look at the winds. All right, I'll tell you what. We'll switch over to this website instead. This will probably be the best one to look at here. And this one I know definitely does support it. So for you, my friend, like I said, at the lower levels of the wind, you know, like I said, with the winds moving through, I believe, yeah, the winds will definitely be strong enough. The lower level winds will definitely be strong enough for possible, you know, severe weather activity here. As you go up in elevation, though, the wind direction does not really change too much. I think you might be on a kind of a lower end tornado threat, but that's what I think here. We'll see how that happens. Let's see here. KDGF says, a train derailed near me and I have a hazmat warning in Cleveland, Ohio. What? Is that a hazmat warning? What is that? Did something like leak out of that truck or that train or something? Hold on, let's see if we can actually see that. We might be able to pull that up here on the overall National Weather Service website. They actually might have that on there. Are you serious though? Let's see here. Cleveland, hazardous weather outlook. Interesting. I'm seeing wind advisories. I'm not seeing anything about a hazmat for Cleveland. But that's not good. Well, hopefully you stay safe out there, my friend. I tell you what, though, speaking of the warnings, holy cow. We actually have blizzard warnings for eastern Dakotas. For areas here, I'll go and show you all real quickly. For portions of, like, you know, northeastern South Dakota and southeastern North Dakota and western Minnesota. Those oranges you see there? Yeah, those are all blizzard warnings. You know, a mixture between heavy snow and strong winds creates that. Winter storm watches go all the way throughout areas here. All the way as far, pretty much northeast as northwestern Illinois as of right now. But anyways, that's that. Let's see, NFL wants me to take a look here at 465 at 67. All right, let's see. This is for Indiana. A lot of people in Indiana. I tell you what. I think you're too high up north though for that severe weather concern. So I'm gonna have to say that you're probably your main possibility here. Let me go ahead and switch over here really quickly, and I'll show you what your main possibility is. So if we switch back here to the NAM 3K here, just to get a little. Like I said, obviously, you know, that's what I'm seeing here. So if we track our way down here in time, your main concern, obviously, you're not in Ohio. Should probably change that to where you actually are at. Yeah, your main possibility is maybe a bit of snow, maybe a bit of wintry mix here for basically the early afternoon hours, basically for the 16th looks possible. Maybe followed by a little bit of snow shower activity for that evening of the 16th. So we'll have to see here. We'll have to see how that plays out. But that's, yeah, I think areas in Indiana possibly could see that severe weather, or sorry, that winter weather concern. The severe weather is possible, you know, more for the southern areas. I believe, if you were to ask me the question, I really think that they're probably going to extend that risk a bit more further south, just due to lack of support here. Anyways, let's see here. I think Mother Nature just wants us to have an early start to spring. Last time that happened was back in 2016, so we'll see. Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on it. Let's see, David says anything on Ward, Arkansas for tomorrow. Let's see here. So obviously Ward, Arkansas being basically right here. Let's see, this is basically towards Little Rock region. So if you know, you are in that slight risk tomorrow. Obviously, I'm sure that's probably why you're asking. But yeah, we do have that slight risk tomorrow we got to be watching out for. They do have a 5% chance for tornadoes tomorrow for your location. So keep an eye out for that. Damaging winds 15%, and same thing for hail. So all hazards are on the table tomorrow. You know, obviously tornadoes, damaging winds, and hail being a possibility. So that's what we got to be looking out there for, David. Now, the timing, like I said, of this event here, of when this is going to be moving through your location. Obviously, we have that little cold front for today moving through, but then tomorrow's big hit system here kind of looks in the form of multicellular, but it looks like that main line will probably be moving here. Honestly, if I'm being quite honest with you, it kind of looks like that main line will probably be moving here throughout the late 15th, essentially. It's actually, the models are a little uncertain about things over there, which is interesting, but we'll see that. We'll just keep an eye on that. We'll see tomorrow whenever we do a little update for you. Let's see here. Hey, Andrew, any more updates on the snow for Stewart, Iowa? Any accumulations? I guess. Thanks a lot. No problem. So, when it comes to the snowfall accumulations, like I said, this is based off of the blend of models. Once again, this is just basically a whole bunch of models smashed together to look at that. So obviously Des Moines region, you're obviously kind of in that zone of maybe 4 to 8 inches being possible. I mean, honestly, kind of expectancy, maybe around 6, but when it comes to Stewart, I mean, obviously you're a little bit further west here. You're kind of more in that gradient zone. You see how the wind, or sorry, the snow depth changes a lot with, you know, a little distance here. So that's the main concern here. It's a little hard for the forecast right now, but you're kind of around the Ames region here. You're actually a little bit west of Des Moines. Actually, you're kind of right around in here. Yeah, you're right there on that boundary. I would say for a safe bet, probably 3 to 5 inches. But do not be surprised if any of those accumulations goes up a little bit. So just keep an eye out there for that one. Anyways, but that's that. SCVM says, can you let me know if we're going to see supercells or a line on Thursday at 37388? All right, so this is for, let's see, we're going to switch on over here. This is for Tennessee. This is on the basically just south of Nashville line, essentially. This is basically just south of Nashville, essentially. So Nashville being right here. So you're kind of right in this territory here. So as an estimate, it looks like, okay, you're actually probably going to get both, believe it or not. Yeah, you're going to get a lot of prefrontals, what we call them. Basically a lot of cells firing off before that cold front hits, and then you're going to get that main cold front. You can see right there, that big line right there, and then everything sweeps out. So that's the main cold front. So it looks like you're going to be getting both. It shows that, it actually looks pretty nasty. That big line of storms kind of moving through around the kind of the late afternoon hours, kind of middle late-ish afternoon area for the 16th. So keep an eye out there for that. But yeah, it'll mostly be starting off, it's just kind of a bunch of cells firing off ahead of that cold front. And then it's going to turn into obviously that line that we got to be watching out for. So that is kind of what we are seeing here. So yeah, you need to watch out for that. Let's see here. Seems like we'll get hit about every 2 weeks in Mississippi, says Susan. Brenda says, hello, what's up? Thank you for your coverage. Having a cold, it sucks. Well, obviously hope you feel better. Let's see here. Not Zach says, all right, nice, thanks, no problem. Brady says, I'm back. What's up? Hope you're doing good. Renee says, like button. Thank you so much. Let's see. I got a text from the U.S. Department of Hazmat Materials. Interesting. That's not good. I wonder if it's like radiation or if it's like probably chemical or I don't know. That's interesting. Hope you stay safe though. Let's see here. Brady wants me to take a look here at a zip code of 76513. Gotcha. So this is for 76513 across Texas, right here towards Waco. So, for you, I'm actually going to bring you over here. You're right next to, you're right here near Waco in a way. So the storm prediction center here on our risk for tomorrow does not include you. You're in that. Let's see. We're going to re-look up that area there. I'm going to zoom away here really quickly. We're going to put that in again. Okay, let's see. So this is, yeah, so you're right there in that generalized thunderstorm risk here, which, like I said, does not pose any concerns for severe storms necessarily. That's just kind of your average thunderstorms that might fire off. You know, maybe just a few rumbles of thunder, maybe some localized downpours could be possible. But anything severe is just expected northeast of you. As you can see, I mean, Dallas, Fort Worth area is barely included in that slight risk there. And you have the marginal risk here outside of that. But yeah, the general thunder, that's not a severe weather risk, but marginal and slight is. And you can see tomorrow's big risk here, quite a big risk here, but not as big of a risk as what we have here for Thursday. Like I said, Thursday's risk is just enormous, all the way from the Gulf Coast into areas of the all the way up as high north as like the Great Lakes region. I mean, that's just pretty daggone crazy to look at it that way. Anyways, let's see. Don't forget to leave a like. Give the channel out there for Thursday. Well, thank you so much there, Julie. Really appreciated. Let's see here. Hello, is the storm at Red Oak, Iowa, Boeing, southeastern Iowa? Let's see here. So you said southeastern Iowa, right? Is it Boeing? Let me look up that area you told me to look at. So you said Red Oak, right? So Red Oak, Iowa. We're gonna pull up your. So you said southwestern. Okay, that's right. So southwestern side here. Here we go. I don't know why. I was looking at southeastern side for some reason. It does have a slight Boeing characteristic to it. It does. Let's see. Velocity product here. It does show some. I mean, yeah, there's probably some gusty winds coming out of that, but there's no severe thunderstorm warning in effect for it. So as of now, it's probably just a strong storm here, but it's getting ready to impact 71. But yeah. ATR Media wants me to take a look here at 29645. Yeah, no problem. Let's see. This is for areas essentially in South Carolina. This is all the way down here. You, my friend, are basically on the western side. So right now there's no risk for western South Carolina for severe weather. They don't have that out yet. However, taking a brief look at what the models have to support here. So first of all, we have the system that moves through. Yeah, you can see that cold front moving across the southeast. Now, eventually, it looks like it's breaking up over you in the latest runs here of the NAM3K. So, I, just based off of what this is saying right now, just as an idea, that is kind of what I'm looking at here. Let's see, HWRF. This one's another model we can look at here. We'll move this to the southeast region. Let's see. So, we track way down in time here. Yeah, this one kind of shows interesting. Yeah, we'll just have to see. It kind of shows it breaking up over you, ATR, which might be a good thing overall. Ray says, thank you, no problem. Let's see. Susan wants me to take a look here at 38834. All right, no problem. Let's see. So 38834. This is across portions of Mississippi on the far northeastern side, north of Tupelo. I think that's how you say that. If that's not how you say it, I've been saying it wrong my whole life. Anyways, northeastern, I mean, you can see, I mean, you do have that slight risk. Yeah, you are in that slight risk area. So keep an eye out there for that. So your main concern, obviously, is probably the possibility for some damaging winds, kind of like the first concern, followed by the potential of some tornadoes. I mean, a few isolated tornadoes and maybe even some hail could be a possible concern for you. So keep that in mind. Now the storms, like I said, obviously there could be a few storms firing off here before the main cold front arrives. I'd say it's definitely possible. I mean, you can see a few little pop-up storms, happening right around in here, and then that main line sweeps through, as you can see right there, kind of around, the late morning hours for the 16th, kind of looks possible. So that's that. That's kind of what we're seeing here. Let's see here. Gregory Keith wants me to take a look here at 46725. All right, no problem. So this is across areas. Let's see. So this is in Indiana. Or this is in Indiana here, Columbus City, which is northeastern side. So for you, my friend, let's see here. So obviously your concern here. Honestly, like I said, you are kind of right there in that. Yeah, like I said, right there towards Columbia City. You're right there. Let's go and double check on that really quickly here for 1 second. Let's go ahead and move back here for 1 minute. Let's go ahead and redo that. There we go. But I can look at it. You're right there barely on that marginal risk zone. I mean, you're barely in that. Now, it's possible. Maybe a few strong to severe storms are possible, but I would not really count on it. Honestly, probably nothing too crazy here. Let's see. Can we see when it might happen in Fort Worth? Absolutely. Yeah, we'll look at that here in a second. Let's see here. Susan with a $2 super chat. Thank you so much, Susan. Greatly appreciated. Let's see. Hype as well. Thank you for the Category 1 membership. Greatly appreciated for 4 months. Thank you so much there, Hype. So what is the risk today? Today we have ourselves a marginal risk here, which is obviously nothing worth really any coverage. But the thing is... first of all, Susan, thank you so much, and also Hype. Like I said, the thing is if we take a look here over at the Storm Prediction Center right now, we have that marginal risk there, that first level of severity across those areas, northwestern, Missouri, northeastern areas of, Kansas, kind of those regions. But the cold front's already moved through there, essentially, or it's moving through there right now. Like I said, we take a look here at the current status of that. There's really not much activity happening here in Kansas. However, if we move up here towards Iowa on the southwestern side, we have that little bit of a line firing off there. So, yeah, it's going to be possible for maybe a few brief storms today, but nothing too crazy. Let's see here. But that's that. Let's see. Anything for Kansas City? So, for Kansas City, you're not in the risk for any storms, per se. However, your main concern is the possibility of snow. That's going to be your concern here. So, if I bring you back over here to the blend of models for things, like I said, for Kansas City, we switch over here back to Missouri. Obviously, Kansas City is being, right here. So, with that being said, you're right there on that, like I said, that really sharp gradient line. So essentially anything south of you really does not get much snow, and everything north of you gets a decent amount. It would be safe to kind of ride around 1 to 3 inches as of now, according to what the blend has to say, obviously blending all of those together and everything like that. But that's that. Let's see here. Has the potential for Dallas Fort Worth area going down? All my weather apps say is that it's going to be a little bit of thunder. So like I said, back here right now, according to what things are looking like right now, we do indeed have a that slight risk, which is the big risk here for Wednesday, being tomorrow. So that is kind of what we're looking at. I see Blue Moon also. I wanted to ask about Fort Worth. So yeah, for you guys are inside that slight risk here. I mean, but barely. You're barely in it, but you're going to have the possibility for some tornadoes, a 2% chance for tornadoes, damaging winds, right there in that 15% zone. Same thing for hail. So watch out for mostly hail and maybe some damaging winds with an isolated tornado nearby being possible. Not ruled out, essentially. But that's that. Let's see here. Susan says, anytime, appreciate you. Thank you so much once again, Susan. Greatly appreciated. Let's see here. Thank you so much for checking on the area. You're awesome and cool. Thank you so much, Haley. Let's see here. But yeah, so Blue Moon, we just looked at Fort Worth there. Once again, like I said, that's just kind of what we're looking at. Fort Worth area, possibility for a few isolated tornadoes, theoretically. Mostly northeast of Dallas kind of seems to be the big tornado possibility here, essentially for Wednesday. However, like I said, the main concerns here, I believe, is just damaging winds followed by some hail. I think both of those is kind of the main probabilities. Do I think this could change for Thursday? What do you mean change? Do you mean like the risk get upgraded? Do you mean the storm's not really happen at all? What do you mean by change, essentially? Anyways. Hype says, does Rochester, New York get a lot of snow in March, or is that pretty much done by then? If I recall correctly, up there towards, obviously, kind of February is like the last snowiest month, essentially, for those areas. But March, you can still have some snow, but it really cuts off like in April, early April, essentially. That's kind of what we're looking at. Let's see here. Games of My Name says, hi, what's up? Cyclone says, temperatures for the Mid-Atlantic, please. So, for you, my friend, we're already on this page, so I might as well. Regional view, we'll pull up the Mid-Atlantic region. With the temperature expectancy, like I said, once again, this is kind of the blend of models here, kind of blending everything together. So it's going to be quite warmer because of the northerly advection. Obviously all that warm air coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. Going to be making things warm here. Tomorrow, I mean, we're literally talking, 70s towards the coastlines. Lower to mid 70s looks possible towards there. Definitely quite warm. It's actually really warm, but don't expect that to last too long. First day moves through, another day of warm temperatures probably expected here. But then look at this, a big old cool down comes through. Essentially, as you can actually see, those temperatures are going to be getting pretty daggone frigid once that cold front moves through these areas. So yeah, that's kind of the thing there. Did the snow amounts change for Michigan? Question mark, says Blake. So Blake, for you, when it comes to the snowfall accumulations and stuff like that for areas of Michigan, according to the National Weather Service blend of models, this is what we're talking about here. So obviously areas just pretty much towards like Traverse City and towards Alpena, I think that's how you say that. So those regions there, we're talking. The expectancy maybe around 5-6 inches. However, we should probably range that. So I would probably say a safe bet would be around 4 to 8 inches, kind of across those regions. Now, locally, you could have some higher amounts, theoretically, yes. But that's kind of what we're seeing here in the northern tips of basically upper Michigan here. Now, for the central side, I would have to downgrade that, obviously, because the snow does kind of drop more further you go south. To kind of more of like a 1 to 3 concern across like central areas of Michigan. So that's that. Let's see here. Can thunderstorms happen on the edge of a generalized thunderstorm and marginal risk? Yes, they can. Let's see here. Games of Name says, hi, what's up? The storms bypassing Ohio. I think that instability could withdraw. Like I said, obviously all that fuel could possibly pull down. I think, if you want to know my opinion on this, I think that they might extend that risk down a bit. I don't know why they have it so high up north, to be honest with you. Because a lot of the models do not support that much instability here. Like I said, we can take a look here over at it real quickly. According to the ECMWF, we'll switch back over here regional. We'll go Ohio Valley. and we'll look at the overall available energy essentially in the atmosphere to allow for thunderstorms and severe storms to happen. And you can basically see here that, I mean, honestly, in this latest scan, kind of the most instability, we're talking over 500, which is really not much. But for those areas towards like Cleveland and all, I just don't see it. I mean, honestly, there's really not much energy at all. I mean, I don't know. I believe if it was up to me, I would probably extend that risk down, probably more towards like southern Ohio. I mean, it's not just the European model that says this too. I mean, it's other models as well. And you can see the just the limited amount of instability here that's up in the northeastern Ohio region, which I honestly do not see why they have that all the way up, and they even have it in New York too. Maybe some pockets of instability, and might create a possible concern, but I think our big risk here is just going to remain kind of basically Indiana and south, essentially, mostly through Kentucky and Tennessee and Alabama and those regions. I think that's going to be like the big areas essentially. Let's see here. Chris says, good evening. Good evening, Chris. Let's see. Unless Nate comes on, I'll see you Thursday, Andrew. Take care, everyone. You too, Julie. Let's see here. How is Kansas going to be near Wichita? So Wichita, Kansas, when it comes to the activity here, we're going to switch back over here to Kansas. So Wichita region, obviously here with the with what's going on here, Wichita region. Your main possibility is actually possibly some snow. You can actually see Wichita region on this system. You're high enough up north to where you're probably going to see more of a snow concern. So keep that in mind. However, you can see here, kind of for like the late 15th is kind of what we're looking at, the late 15th, and continuing here maybe even into the early 16th, kind of around the, maybe around sunrise or something like that, something around that time. Once again, this is just an estimate, this is just an idea, but it's possible. It's a possibility here. But that's what we're looking at. That is essentially what we are watching out for here. Is obviously maybe the possibility for some snow. Theoretically could happen. Let's see here. Galaxy's here. What's up, Galaxy? I've seen you in a while. Says it's been a few months. Yeah, sure has. Hope you're doing good. Turbo says, is this north side of the system more of a straight line winds or a tornado threat? So for the northern portions here, we're going to backtrack a bit. We're going to look at the national view. So for essentially the northern portions, you have the first system rolling through and the secondary system. I think a lot of that tornado probability is going to, for Thursday, is mostly going to remain towards like these areas essentially. Which, I mean, obviously, yeah. So your question was, is the north side of the system more of a straight line winds or a tornado threat? So basically, it is going to be pretty much both. Maybe the mixture between a few tornadoes mixing in there with that straight line wind damage concern. So that's that. Is the north system... Okay, we just looked at that. I don't know what I was saying. I don't know what I was thinking. Reading the same comment over again. Games Our Name says, thanks. I live north of Wichita. No problem. Yeah, no problem at all. Like I said, if you guys have any areas you want me to take a look at, feel free to let me know. Because like I said, I mean, this is a pretty crazy system. This is a pretty crazy system we're talking about. We have the first one that's moving through right now, driving a potential of a lot of snow throughout areas here of like, eastern Dakotas and into portions of, the Minnesota region, which is pretty crazy. It's definitely going to be pretty daggone crazy here. So we're going to have to really keep on watching this here, which we'll see. But I think the stratospheric warming is going to be similar to 2018 or worse. Once again, I'm horrible with history. However, like I said, obviously, I'd have to really dive into models right now, which we're probably not going to do. Like I said, we're just trying to focus on this event right now, Galaxy. But if you want to ask me like in a personalized forecast stream, that'll be perfectly fine. But like I said, since today we have the crazy stuff going on here, I'm going to have to, like I said, I'm not going to really dive all into the history and all that stuff right now. Thanks again, Andrew. Just nervous about not able to move to good and live in the trailer. No problem, Renee. Like I said, I got you guys covered. What about central Mississippi area? So central Mississippi, obviously with the risk that you have, you are directly, like I said, directly in that slight risk area. So yeah, there is a big probability here of some, severe weather. Once again, there's no breakout, there's no basically breakdown essentially right now. However, I will say that tornadoes and damaging winds will be the main concern, followed by possible hail. So keep that definitely in mind. But that's that. That's kind of what we're looking at there when it comes to areas of central Mississippi. When it comes to the timing of when these storms will be moving through areas of like Mississippi, as we talked about, first of all, the first little cold front moves through. But this kind of shows that line really moving through, central Mississippi here, kind of around essentially like early afternoon on the 16th here. That's kind of the big line there. Let's see here. Is there any significant weather for the Philadelphia area? So let's see here. So obviously we're going to go regional. We're going to go northeast here. So obviously for the regions there. Now, here's the thing. Obviously here's the main concern here. So obviously for areas, along like eastern, portions of, Pennsylvania there, we get the system that rolls through. Now, this is mostly going to be in the possible concern of, mostly just rain. You get a little bit of rain moving through here. Once again, this is just an idea per se. However, that cold front is expected to possibly eventually move over you. But do I think it's going to bring in a big possibility for severe storms? No. Because like I said, obviously the models they kind of lean off of that instability. Basically that thunderstorm fuel once they even reach into northeastern Ohio, which is kind of interesting here. But that's that. Do I mind taking a look here at 72051 in north central Arkansas? No problem. Yeah, no problem at all. So this is for areas it says in Fox, Arkansas. This is basically directly north central Arkansas. So is it north central Arkansas there? So that is across the areas. We're going to switch back over here. So yeah, first of all, your main risk here is actually for Wednesday. You can see Wednesday has a big slight risk cutting right through. So that's kind of what we're looking at. So there's a big probability there. However, whenever it comes to the timing of the event here, kind of across that region, honestly, like I said, the models are still in pretty decent disagreement at the moment. A lot of prefrontals, a lot of just scattered thunderstorms are possible here. Basically for the late 15th, essentially. Then that front, that whatever that front is, the last bit of storms, essentially, right here, will be moving through kind of around the late, kind of the early, I'd say basically the early morning, essentially. But that's that. Let's see here. What is the Storm Prediction Center? It's SPC is the Storm Prediction Center that basically do storm forecasts essentially, and they have basically set the risk level from 1 to 5, 5 being the worst, 1 being the lowest, and we have a level 2 as of now. But I believe this is possibly going to get upgraded. Let's see. Do I foresee an enhanced risk for Wednesday? A lot of people are talking about the tornado risk increasing for that day. I believe so. I definitely think that we will likely see in my opinion, you can take this how you want to take it, but I think that we will possibly see an enhanced risk here. Absolutely. Let's see here. From New York to Gulf Coast. Gotcha. Let's see. I wish I had 2 monitors so I could play games and watch the streams. Let's see. Old Todd says, thank you. No problem. Yeah, no problem at all. Cube says, do I think there'll be a category upgrade to an enhanced risk on Thursday? If yes, where would I think it would be? So, if we're being honest with you, I believe that this risk area would likely include... probably, I'm going to go ahead and draw something for you guys. I'm just going to pull up my little pen here. Now, once again, don't take this how you want to take it. I mean, it's just my opinion. I really believe that they're going to probably issue maybe an upgrade for these areas, essentially. Maybe for around in these grounds, essentially. That's my opinion. That's kind of what I think. Like I said, the winds are pretty strong down here to support possible tornadoes. The instability is more stronger down here rather than areas up here. So I really think that if we're going to have an enhanced upgrade, it's going to be around in this areas here. Possibly for areas of like, maybe central eastern Mississippi, central western Alabama, cutting through central Tennessee and into portions of like Kentucky. Maybe just kind of as high north as like Louisville. But that's what I think is going to be possible. That's what I believe. But I do not think that they're going to be including that for the Ohio Valley. Because like I said, there's so many models that's saying that there's just not going to be enough energy in the atmosphere for thunderstorms to even really kick off. So that's what I'm saying. I'm a little hesitant on areas in the Ohio Valley. But that's that. But yeah, it is a really big slight risk here. I see you guys reacting to that. It's pretty crazy. It is a big slight risk. Yeah, it's a big risk here for Thursday. Big old widespread severe weather event here. So that's kind of the big problem. Yeah, we got to be watching out for is, like I said, the main concerns on this system is going to be between tornadoes and straight line wind damage. Obviously, being out of that cold front, the big line that moves through, it's possibly going to be causing some wind damage, which is kind of a problem. Kind of is a problem there. So, but like I said, hey, I mean that's definitely a really big slight risk that we have here, in which we definitely have got to be keeping an eye out for this. That is 100% for sure. But like I said. Hey, I mean, once again, my friends, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Um, like I said, obviously, if you guys have any more questions, feel free to let me know, and we'll be here for you. Like I said, I want you guys to, essentially, yeah, I want you guys to be safe out there, my friends, and all that stuff. What direction are they moving in Ohio? Let's see here. So obviously, the storm direction, I guess that's what you're talking about. The storm movement will be basically moving east-northeast, essentially. Let's see here. The cells before the cold front are going to be bad. The prefrontals, yes, that's kind of a problem. Basically, a lot of these scattered guys. Yeah, these ones are going to be a big worry possible thing. You know, because like I said, obviously with all that going on, yeah, that big line rolls through here. We're going to have a few little pop-up cells, though, in front of that. You know, obviously, they're also in that environment where, you know, severe weather definitely looks pretty crazy. But that is, that's that. Indiana's got a mix of everything. Slight risk to the south, marginal in the center, thunderstorms in the north, far north. Well, here's the thing. Hype, also areas like in northern, you know, towards Indiana and those regions, there's actually a snow concern, too. I don't know if you knew that. Honestly, if you were to ask me, I think it would be more of a possible snow concern rather than severe weather. But that's what I think. That's what I think, though. About 1,007-mile long slight risk. Yeah, that's pretty nuts. Definitely is a pretty daggone nuts, huh? That's definitely crazy. Let's see here. But anyways. But that's that, my friends. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. Let's see. What can I expect in Cincinnati? So, Cincinnati area obviously has a bit of a possible concern of some severe storms. Because obviously we have that main front moving through. Got a bunch of little guys you can see popping up right there. You know, obviously before that main line sweeps through. The main line sweeps through right there, as you can see. Kind of around the evening hours for the 16th. So you're going to see a bunch of thunderstorms, and then obviously eventually just kind of the cold front sweeping through after that. So yeah, you're in the risk there. You definitely are in that risk area. So keep that in mind. Let's see here. What is the weather looking like in Virginia? So for Virginia, right now it looks like that the big system we're watching right now will probably just break up by the time it gets to these areas. Say, for example, Northern Virginia here, you can kind of see probably going to be more of a concern for rain rather than any storm activity, but that's that. Let's see. What can I expect in Conroe, Texas, and Houston, Texas? So let's see here. So Conroe, Texas, basically right there near the same area. So for areas here towards Houston, for tomorrow, let's see. So we're going to switch back here to the severe weather lookout here. So for tomorrow being the day 2 outlook, areas here for you, Conroe is actually right there on that marginal risk line. So maybe a possibility of a few strong to maybe a severe storm or two nearby. Theoretically could happen. However, south of you, like in general Houston, seriously, I mean, you're in that generalized thunderstorm risk there, but I mean, honestly, the risks are not a complete shutoff. Like, oh yeah, no, exactly on that line, that is where all the storms are going to not be severe. That's not true. There's a possibility maybe a rogue and isolated severe storm still could theoretically exist towards Houston, especially with the amount of energy that's in the atmosphere. From what I see, it's definitely pretty crazy. Let's see. Thank you, no problem. Let's see. Frank says, I think Dayton, Ohio is at risk for Thursday for the potential flying cows. Possibly, Frank. That's something to watch out for. But yeah, but that's that. That is indeed what we are looking at, my friends. But like I said, if you guys have any, questions, like I said, feel free to let me know. And like I said, we'll let y'all know. Let's see. We're resting at Best Western in New Mexico. Drove from California to Flagstaff where the snow fell hard and messy. Then we drove 2 hours through a sandstorm with huge tumbleweeds in eastern Arizona. Fun. Wow. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty crazy. Well, I tell you what, I'm glad to see you're okay. Shoot, that's pretty nuts. Especially going through all that stuff. Man, you definitely seen quite the change, huh? It's definitely really windy for a lot of people too. That's the thing. I mean, we could actually look at the wind gusts here. Through a lot of these regions. I mean, they're only expected to get pretty strong. Wow, towards me even. I'm looking around 40 to 50 mile an hour wind gusts. Holy cow. Let's see national view. What these wind gusts. Yeah, but like I said, it's gonna be pretty gusty here. For me, it looks like I'm getting 2 rounds of pretty gusty winds. Let's see here. I was looking at the models. It looks like there's a tons of wind shear. Hodograph is curved too. Yeah, that sickle-shaped hodograph. Yep, that's definitely a concern. Nancy says, "What are we to get here in Greenfield, Ohio, on Thursday?" So obviously a lot of Ohio's at risk here. You're basically okay. So you're right there between Cincinnati and Columbus, essentially a little bit further south. So yeah, I mean, obviously you have that slight risk and effect here. So I'd say your main concern, honestly, I really believe your main concern here is the possibility for some damaging wind gusts, followed by maybe an isolated tornado could be possible, and maybe even some hail. So keep an eye out for that. I mean, you are in that slight risk. Yes, you are in that slight risk area, meaning you do got to be watching out for this. Let's see. My daughter's traveling from Louisiana to New Orleans. She's planning on leaving 3:30 tomorrow. Well, she'll be okay. So from, let's see, Ruston, Louisiana to New Orleans. So you said planning on leaving 3:30 tomorrow. Let's see here. Well, first of all, we need to figure out where Ruston is. Okay, so Ruston's up here in the northern section. For tomorrow, let's see, tomorrow's risk here, we do have that slight risk across Ruston. And you said driving to New Orleans. So yeah, she's got a pretty long travel ahead of her. So for her, you said she's leaving around 3:30, right? So if we switch back over here to the future radar, basically an exaggeration or an estimation. I don't know why I say exaggeration. An estimation of what the future radar could theoretically look like here. Like I said, we switch over here to local for a minute, Louisiana. Switching our way down here through time. Yeah. So here for tomorrow, being the 15th, around 3 o'clock, she's probably going to run into maybe a few showers and maybe a few storms, which is possible. So, Susie, keep an eye out for it. Yeah, so what I would do is I would look at the radar as she's traveling through and just, keep her informed if you could. There's going to be a possibility for a few showers and a few storms on the trip. Caden says, "Hello, Andrew. I'm just wondering how the severe storms will be in McKinney, Texas, and at what time." So, for McKinney, Texas here, this is across basically this is right here, basically just very far outskirts north of Dallas. So, for that region for you, so you wanted to know the timing of this. So, according to the NAM3K, there's a bit of a strong, what we call cap in effect here. This is probably going to be, preventing these storms from really forming. It's probably going to be, from what it looks like, timing of this event here, probably an early evening, late evening type of thing. Let's see here. Fernando says, "What time will it start and end?" So it's going to start tomorrow. And it's going to end probably on Friday. Hey, I got storms in southwestern Iowa. Well, stay safe out there, my friend. Obviously, please stay safe out there, my friends. Well, I tell you what. Well, guys, we're going to take a small little break here. We've been live here for an hour. I want to stay a little bit longer with you guys just to, continue giving you guys forecasts and stuff. But we're going to take a 10-minute break. Like I said, obviously, I have my girlfriend. She's flying in here, and I think she's having problems with her flight or something. I need to look and see what's going on with this. However, guys, just give me 10 minutes. We'll be back here relatively soon. If you're new to the channel, consider hitting that like button. Hit that subscribe button as well if y'all could. It'd be greatly appreciated. Let's see, question. We're heading towards Albuquerque, Amarillo, Oklahoma City, and then Kansas City. How do we prepare? So, for those regions, like I said, obviously that severe weather risk here starting tomorrow, essentially is basically only in eastern Texas. So you're not going to be running into any concerns regarding, like I said, obviously regarding, that severe weather potential. But you might actually run into possible winds here. I think could be a possible concern. Let's see. We're gonna switch back here to the south central U.S. Wind gusts. Yeah, you're probably gonna be dealing with a bit of windy conditions. I'd say it looks quite possible. Absolutely. All right, guys. Well, like I said, we're gonna take a 10-minute break here just for a moment. Like I said, obviously, I want to call up my girlfriend and see what she's up to right now. But like I said, we'll be back here relatively soon, my friends. Like I said, she's flying in here, and I want to make sure everything's okay still. And all right, well, guys, we'll be back here in 10 minutes. Once again, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, leave a like. Be greatly appreciated. You guys absolutely rock. We'll be back here shortly. Hey, see you then.
Light rain and 55. Once again at 8 p.m. at the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky International Airport, it was 58 degrees under cloudy skies. Here is a hazardous weather outlook for the following county: Switzerland, Indiana, and the following counties in Kentucky: Carroll, Gallatin, Grant, Owen, and Pendleton. Strong to severe thunderstorms will be possible Thursday afternoon and evening, with damaging winds the main threat. Spotter activation is not expected at this time. Here is a wind advisory for the following county: Switzerland, Indiana, and the following counties in Kentucky: Carroll, Gallatin, Grant, Owen, and Pendleton. Wind advisory remains in effect from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. Wednesday. What? Southwest winds 20 to 25 miles an hour with gusts up to 45 miles an hour expected. Localized higher gusts up to 50 miles an hour possible. Where? Portions of east central and southeast Indiana, northern Kentucky, and southwest and west central Ohio. When? From 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. Wednesday. Impacts: gusty winds could blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Use extra caution when driving, especially if operating a high-profile vehicle. Secure outdoor objects. Wind advisory remains in effect from 7 p.m./6 p.m. Central Standard Time / this evening to 7 a.m./6 a.m. Central Standard Time / Wednesday. For Henry, Shelby, Franklin, Scott, and Harrison counties. South winds 20 to 30 miles an hour with gusts of 40 to 50 miles an hour. Localized gusts above 50 miles an hour possible this evening. Gusty winds could blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Drivers of high-profile vehicles should use caution, especially on east-west roadways. Use extra caution when driving, especially if operating a high-profile vehicle. Secure outdoor objects. Here is a public information statement. The following know all hazards weather radio transmitters: WXJ 93 in Cridersville, Ohio, WXJ 46 in Miamisburg, Ohio, KIG 86 in Columbus, Ohio, KIH 42 in Covington, Kentucky, WXM 69 in Otway, Ohio, KZZ 49 in Maysville, Kentucky, KZZ 48 in Owenton, Kentucky, KHP 52 in Richmond, Indiana, and KJY 68 in Chillicothe, Ohio, are undergoing intermittent outages today due to phone line issues. Outage time is unknown at this time. We apologize for any inconvenience. Now here is the official National Weather Service forecast for northern Kentucky and parts of southeast Indiana. Tonight, mostly cloudy with showers likely this evening, then partly cloudy with a chance of showers after midnight. Breezy and warmer with lows in the lower 50s. South winds 15 to 25 miles an hour with gusts up to 40 miles an hour, becoming southwest 20 to 25 miles an hour with gusts up to 40 miles an hour late. Chance of rain 70%. Wednesday, partly cloudy in the morning, then clearing. Mild with highs in the lower 70s. Southwest winds 15 to 20 miles an hour. Gusts up to 40 miles an hour in the morning. Wednesday night, partly cloudy with a chance of showers in the evening, then mostly cloudy with showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms after midnight. Mild with lows in the mid-50s. South winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Chance of rain 90%. Thursday, showers with a chance of thunderstorms. Mild with highs in the mid-60s. South winds 15 to 20 miles an hour with gusts up to 30 miles an hour. Chance of rain 100%. Thursday night, mostly cloudy. A chance of rain showers with a slight chance of thunderstorms in the evening. Much cooler with lows in the upper 20s. West winds around 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 30 miles an hour. Chance of rain 30%. Friday, mostly cloudy in the morning, then becoming partly cloudy. Much cooler with highs in the mid-30s. Friday night, mostly clear. Lows around 20. Saturday, sunny in the morning, then becoming partly cloudy. Highs in the mid-40s. Saturday night, partly cloudy. Lows in the lower 30s. Sunday, mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-50s. Sunday night, partly cloudy. Mild with lows in the lower 40s. Washington's birthday, partly cloudy in the morning, then becoming mostly cloudy. A 40% chance of showers. Mild with highs in the upper 50s. Monday night, mostly cloudy with a 50% chance of showers. Mild with lows in the lower 40s. Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a 50% chance of showers. Mild with highs in the mid-50s. Now looking at the weather patterns affecting the southern Great Lakes and Ohio Valley region. Wednesday morning rain showers taper off and gusty conditions will continue into Wednesday afternoon as a low-pressure system moves past the area. The next system arrives on Thursday with showers and thunderstorms, a few of which may be severe. The area dries out over the weekend and temperatures return to near normal to slightly above normal seasonal values. Here are the 8 p.m. weather conditions at the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky International Airport under cloudy skies. The temperature was 58 degrees, and the relative humidity 42%. The wind southeast at 20 miles an hour, gusting to 28. The barometric pressure was 29.73 inches and falling. And now the conditions for selected cities in Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana. In Kentucky, at Lexington Fair, and 61. In Louisville, light rain, and 62. In Frankfurt Fair, and 61. At Bowling Green, cloudy, and 67. Finally, in Indiana, at Indianapolis, light rain, and 55. Once again at 8 p.m., at the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky International Airport, it was 58 degrees under cloudy skies. Here is a wind advisory. For the following county, Switzerland, Indiana, and the following counties, in Kentucky: Carroll, Gallatin, Grant, Owen, and Pendleton. Wind advisory remains in effect from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. Wednesday. What? Southwest winds 20 to 25 miles an hour with gusts up to 45 miles an hour expected. Localized higher gusts up to 50 miles an hour possible. Where? Portions of east central and southeast Indiana, northern Kentucky, and southwest and west central Ohio. When? From 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. Wednesday. Impacts. Gusty winds could blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Use extra caution when driving, especially if operating a high-profile vehicle. Secure outdoor objects. Wind advisory remains in effect from 7 p.m./6 p.m. Central Standard Time this evening to 7 a.m./6 a.m. Central Standard Time/Wednesday. For Henry, Shelby, Franklin, Scott, and Harrison counties. South winds 20 to 30 miles an hour with gusts of 40 to 50 miles an hour. Localized gusts above 50 miles an hour possible this evening. Gusty winds could blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Drivers of high-profile vehicles should use caution, especially on east-west roadways. Use extra caution when driving, especially if operating a high-profile vehicle. Secure outdoor objects. Here is a public information statement. The following know all hazards weather radio transmitters: WXJ 93 in Cridersville, Ohio, WXJ 46 in Miamisburg, Ohio, KIG 86 in Columbus, Ohio, KIH 42 in Covington.
All right, my friends, we're back here a little early. Like I said, I just had to check up on my girlfriend's flight. Like I said, she's actually flying down here today to Kentucky, where I'm at, to obviously spend Valentine's Day. Her plane got a little delayed because I believe the weather that's coming through Louisville right now. So I just had to let her. I just had to see what was going on. I think her flight is still a go. Knock on wood. Hopefully it does not get canceled. I'll be pretty pretty bad. But I think that they're just canceling it, or sorry, delaying it because of the rain that's moving through right now. But anyways, but that's that. But I did hear about that train derailment. That's not good, and obviously I hope everyone stays safe with that. It's definitely not a good thing. Not a good thing at all here. And she just said the plane is there. All right, cool. So I think her flight's still good. Yeah, they're expected to lift off at around 9 o'clock. So it's gonna be interesting. Hopefully it's all right there. But anyways, like I said, back to the forecast, guys. If you have anything you want me to look at, if there's any specific area that you're questioning about, if you're wondering, well, like, hey, am I going to get severe weather here, or any questions along that standards, if you're wondering what we can expect here, like I said, hey, feel free to let me know. You know, we got you guys' back. We got you guys covered. I want you guys to stay safe out there, so we'll do whatever we can to make sure that you guys are staying on top of this event here. Like I said, obviously, this one looks like it potentially could be pretty interesting, so we're going to definitely have to keep an eye here for this one, because like I said, obviously there's a big potential of both, tornadoes, large hail, damaging winds, and like I said, obviously the possibility of some heavy snow as well, which, like I said, does seem to be a kind of a big problem. Like I said, both on the severe weather side and both on the winter side. There's kind of that big concern here. Let's see here. So Cube wants me to take a look here at 46038, wanting to know about a snow forecast. So this area here, this is in Indiana. Okay, so this is right here towards Indianapolis. So I can tell you right now, you're probably not going to get any snow out of this. Now, areas in like northern Indiana possibly could be seeing maybe a little bit of that. I'm actually going to turn off this light, you guys. It's a little bit bright. Anyways, but like I said, for your location here, we're going to switch back over here to the models. As a reference, once again, this is not an approximation of what's exactly going to happen. First system rolls through, then this second system here, yeah, it looks like that snow is just going to remain essentially to your north. So don't really expect much out of that. Honestly, it kind of shows you going right through the middle of everything, to be honest with you. Setup is very unique. I have not seen anything like it before. Yeah, it is pretty unique, huh? Skull says, I'm driving between Rockford, Michigan, and Indianapolis tomorrow. Is there any weather that might affect me along the way I should be alert for? So he said for tomorrow. So between Michigan and Indianapolis, Indiana. So no, you should be fine. Like I said, this event here is going to be happening mostly on Thursday for those areas. So as long as you don't go on Thursday, you should be fine. If you're doing it tomorrow, like I said, tomorrow being Wednesday, you'll be all right. Let's see here. Yeah, do I think the Storm Prediction Center will upgrade to an enhanced risk tomorrow? Oh, I don't know. Reason I say that is because, like I said, we look at the models here. There's a big cap I've seen really develop here in the last little bit. Like I said, what a cap means is basically a system. It's basically energy that's preventing thunderstorms from forming, essentially. You can see that cap there, basically represented by all these, these big lines that move through. But these areas that are not in that line, so it's kind of showing us that the thunderstorms are free to roam, essentially. I don't know, honestly. It depends on that cap. If it breaks, then yeah, obviously. But if it does not, then probably might be a little bit unknown. But we'll see. Damien wants me to take a look here at 79331. Yeah, no problem. So this is for areas here. Let's see. We're going to take a look at Texas. So this right here. So you're basically on the far western areas of Texas. So I tell you what, you can see the energy is not going to be there. So there's no thunderstorm potential at all, which is good, which is obviously great news. When it comes to rainfall and stuff like that, it does not look like you're going to be. It really does not look like you're going to be affected hardly at all by this. I think your main possibility is maybe some wind gusts theoretically could be possible here. Listen, those wind gusts, I mean, they might get up there. You can see for areas here on the western sides, maybe gusting up nearly, 20 to 30 miles an hour, maybe higher. Winds could be possible. So watch out for that. What about Montgomery, Alabama, Wednesday night to Thursday? Fox ain't giving good info. So for areas here of Montgomery, so obviously they're for Alabama. For Wednesday, there's really no concern here. Storm Prediction Center does not have anything really for that area on Wednesday. So Wednesday, you don't got to worry about it. However, Thursday, that's where the severe weather risk is for your area. Obviously, the entirety of Alabama is inside this risk here. So watch out for Thursday. It'll kind of be like Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening, whenever you get that storm to move through. Hype says, hey Andrew, on Friday I'm flying out to Seattle for an event. The Seattle snow this time of the year or no? Yes, it can. So it depends. It really depends on. Let's see. So you're going out on Friday. Okay, so let's just see if there's anything possibly going to be happening for those areas here. Let's see, northwestern U.S. I'm just going to get a brief little look at this for you to see what we're looking at. So we track way down in time. Coming to Friday, let's bring up the GFS here for an idea. Let's see, GFS. Well, it shows some snow really kicking off there on that Tuesday being possible. That's still pretty far out, but for Friday, no, it does not look like it. I think it'll be good. But look at that. If you're staying possibly till like Tuesday, Wednesday, you might have some snow. But once again, that's just kind of an idea here. That's also pretty far out here. Let's see. I don't know if the European model supports this here or not. Let's see. We'll take a look at that. So that was for Tuesday. Yeah, I mean it does support it. Yeah, both the models do. Depends on where you're being. You said Seattle, Washington. Yeah, there's a bit of precipitation moving through there, so might be something to watch out for. I mean, both models. I mean, they both support it. It's possible. Triple says thanks, bud. No problem. Alexander says, how much snow do I think Lincoln, Nebraska will get, and do I think school will be canceled? So for the snowfall, like I said, Lincoln, Nebraska region, we're gonna switch back over here. So obviously Lincoln on the far eastern side. Honestly, I mean, yeah, you guys, according to the blend of models, is actually looking pretty interesting. Towards Lincoln, obviously kind of expected around 5-6 inches. I would go more of like a 4 to 8 inch range, essentially. But yeah, it looks possible. And do I think school could be canceled for that? Yeah, I think it's possible. I mean, if that plays out to what is shown here, probably, yes. The GFS model, one of the major models here, supports Lincoln with a lot more snow. Once again, that's the 4 to 8 inches there. And the European model kind of supports a little bit less. So kind of around up 4 inches. So, but like I said, the majority, the average is kind of around 5 or 6. So I'd say about 4 to 8 inches. It kind of looks to be possible. But yeah, I think you might be in for some snow. Sewing says, hey, what's up, Sewing? Hope you're doing good. Hope you are doing good out there. But like I said, my friends, once again, if there's anything that we can do for you, let us know. And we'll make sure you guys are staying up to date here. Our forecast is saying severe weather time. Line, I haven't watched it. It's south of me. Says Sewing. So that line for severe weather potential is south of you. Yes, you're not supposed to get you're not supposed to get any hardly any impacts. Like you said, you're out of that thunderstorm risk, so not really gonna worry about it. Think for Friday until that next Saturday, says Hype. Gotcha. So yeah, you might run into maybe some precipitation there, Hype. Let's see here. Mark says, taking a short break from work, Valentine's Day. Well, thank you so much. Why did I say thank you? Guys, I'm brain dead today. I'm just absolutely brain dead. Gosh dang it, Mark. Well, happy Valentine's Day, dude. Dude. I am just out of it. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. I've been all over the place. It's been pretty crazy. Oh my gosh. Well, anyways, but yeah, Mark, it's good to see you there. Hope you're doing good. And I'm glad to see that you're taking a break from work. It's much needed. Much needed. But like I said, once again, everybody, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. We'll, like I said, we'll take a look at things for you. Like I said, if there's a severe weather question that you might have, regarding what you possibly could see here, or if there's a snow question, like I said, there is the possibility for both out of the system here. And like I said, we're talking the potential here of perhaps maybe a decent amount of snow, throughout the central areas of the country, throughout the upper Midwest region. So that's something that definitely what we are looking out for. Like I said, we look here back at the National Weather Service blend of models here. You can see that big old streak that moves through. You know, that's the big snowstorm that's gonna be driving. Jenny says, let's see, hubby's driving from Minnesota to Florida. Holy cow. That is a long road trip. I went from Florida to Kentucky, and I thought that was bad. Anyways, from Minnesota to Florida early tomorrow morning. What might he run into? So from Minnesota, he's in Minnesota moving to Florida. Okay, so obviously he's got to watch out for snow between Wednesday and Thursday, which tomorrow's Wednesday. So you said he's starting early tomorrow. Oh, yeah, that's... so he'll probably end up in, like, if he can get south of Iowa, then I think he might be good. But I think he might run into a wintry mess. I really do. That's not good. So, Jenny, tell your husband to be safe out there, because, like I said, there's a lot of snow that's going to be cutting straight across his path. Wherever he's going, whatever interstate system he's using, we are literally going to be seeing this thing, just completely cutting through that area of the U.S. So he's going to be running into probably winter weather. Like I said, if you can get out of there before Thursday, really, regardless, it's going to be cutting close. It's going to be cutting real close. So, we'll see. Let's see here. Depends on what school system. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, different school systems are different. When is the next day 3 SBC update? I believe... Not exactly sure. I know they have one around like 1, 2 o'clock a.m. Eastern. I guess they're updating them now, huh? Oh, they got rid of that margin risk there for today's severe weather possibilities. So that's no longer there. Tomorrow's risk, they still have it the same here, essentially. Let's see, for Thursday, yep, same thing. So they haven't updated the day 2 or 3 yet. So probably soon. Yeah, probably soon here. Jenny says, thank you. No problem, Jenny. No problem at all. And hopefully he stays safe out there. Because, like I said, it's gonna be pretty interesting to see how this plays out. But like I said, between the snow and the severe storms and stuff like that, it's gonna be pretty interesting here. Let's see, service-based cape. That's wow. I didn't know the blended models even supported this. Let's see, over 1,000 S. It's a lot of instability. Too bad that there might be a cap involved, though. It's kind of the bad thing. But anyways, but that's that, my friends. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to feel free to let me know. Like I said, it's been a long day, y'all. Definitely, it's been a long day. And like I said, I just got to thank you guys for joining us today, and thank you for everything, y'all. And once again, happy Valentine's Day to all of you guys out there. Let's see. Ricky says, what is the tornado and severe weather outlook for McKenzie, Tennessee for Wednesday night into Thursday morning? Okay, so I got you. So for McKenzie, Tennessee, we'll look this area up here. So this is right there, essentially on the western side. So obviously, yeah. So here for Wednesday, you are at that risk there. You're in that slight risk. So, obviously for areas there towards, McKenzie, on the far northwestern side here, as an estimate, okay, so as an estimate here, which we're going to switch back over here for the timing. Like I said, as an estimate for timing and all that stuff, look at that right now. We'll bring this local to the areas of northwestern Tennessee. So you're, once again, McKenzie is basically, I'm going to show you all. McKenzie is basically right up in the northwestern quadrant here. So when it comes to things, showing a lot of a lot of thunderstorm activity here. Like I said, a lot of thunderstorm activity here, which is pretty crazy. So like I said, we're seeing all that, just a bunch of pop-up cells, which they could be pretty strong. And then eventually that cold front moving through there kind of around the morning here, essentially, of the 16th. So watch out for that. But that's that. So the National Weather Service said overnight snow totals for Wednesday and Thursday for Lincoln, Nebraska. Gotcha. Yeah, so Lincoln, like I said, if you're in Lincoln, though, like I said, the blend here, obviously the blend of models, when it comes to accumulations. And actually, if I pull up the overall forecast, the official National Weather Service forecast, the reason I haven't pulled up is because I don't think that the snow goes out that far, because it goes out only 48 hours, which it does actually. However, it's not really finished there. However, for areas of Lincoln, the forecast is calling for about 6 inches, which, like I said, if we're going to range that, probably 4 to 8 is the best probable outcome. Which, but that's that. That's kind of what we're seeing there. So keep an eye out there for it. But anyways, my friends, well, I tell you what, I think I'm going to head off here for now. Like I said, I got to prepare because my girlfriend is heading in here. Just want to go ahead and say, once again, thank you all for joining us. You guys absolutely rock. If you have not already, consider leaving a like and hitting that subscribe button, my friends. Be greatly appreciated. You guys absolutely rock. Like I said, once again, happy Valentine's Day to all of you guys out there, and I hope you all have an amazing rest of your night. Like I said, tomorrow we're going to be doing, I'm going to probably be doing some type of live stream to keep you guys informed on the loop of Thursday. I know tomorrow is the start of the big day here. Probably not going to be able to do much live streaming tomorrow because of the fact my girlfriend's coming in here and I'm going to want to spend time with her. But like I said, for Thursday, I am planning to go live during whatever happens. So Thursday, we'll definitely be live for this. Wednesday, probably not much. But we'll probably be live Wednesday afternoon, evening-ish, to keep you guys in the loop of things and all that fun stuff. But once again, everybody, thank you all so much for joining us. You guys absolutely rock. And until next time, my friends, like I said, stay safe out there. And, with all the crazy stuff going on, like I said, once again, if you know anybody across the Outlook areas here, like I said, between tomorrow's risk here, including eastern Texas, eastern Oklahoma, throughout the entirety of Arkansas, southern Missouri, southern Illinois, western Kentucky, central western Tennessee, northwestern Alabama, central and western areas here of Mississippi, cutting through Louisiana there. That is kind of what we are talking about there. And all of that fun stuff. So that's kind of what we're seeing. So obviously watch out for that. And like I said, for Thursday, the even bigger risk we have here, something else we definitely keep an eye out there for. But anyways, my friends, once again, thank you all so much for being here. You guys absolutely rock. Let's see, Hype says, Happy Valentine's Day, Andrew. You too. Hope your girlfriend gets there safe. Have a great night. You too. Thank you so much there, Hype. Really appreciate it. All right, my friends, once again, thank you all so much for joining us. You guys absolutely rock. And until next time, my friends, we'll catch you guys here in the next one. So we'll be heading off here. The stream will be ending here in approximately 2 minutes. So if you have anything to say to your friends and family, feel free on saying it right now before the stream goes to a quit. All right, my friends, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll catch you guys here in the next one. Peace out, my friends. See you tomorrow.
Kentucky, Ohio, and Indiana. In Kentucky, at Lexington Fair, and 61. In Louisville, light rain, and 62. In Frankfurt Fair, and 61. At Bowling Green, cloudy, and 67. In Indiana, at Indianapolis, light rain, and 55. Finally, in Evansville, cloudy, and 55. Once again at 8 p.m., at the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky International Airport, it was 58 degrees under cloudy skies. Here is a wind advisory for the following counties: Switzerland, Indiana, and the following counties in Kentucky: Carroll, Gallatin, Grant, Owen, and Pendleton. Wind advisory remains in effect from 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. Wednesday. What? Southwest winds 20 to 25 miles an hour with gusts up to 45 miles an hour expected. Localized higher gusts up to 50 miles an hour possible. Where? Portions of east central and southeast Indiana, northern Kentucky, and southwest and west central Ohio. When? From 4 a.m. to 4 p.m. Wednesday. Impacts: gusty winds could blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages may result. Use extra caution when driving, especially if operating a high-profile vehicle. Secure outdoor objects. Wind advisory remains in effect from 7 p.m./6 p.m. Central Standard Time / this evening to 7 a.m./6 a.m. Central Standard Time /Wednesday. For Henry, Shelby, Franklin, Scott, and Harrison counties. South winds 20 to 30 miles an hour with gusts of 40 to 50 miles an hour. Localized gusts above 50 miles an hour possible this evening. Gusty winds could blow around unsecured objects. Tree limbs could be blown down and a few power outages